What's up, y'all? I'm back. And so I'm giving you guys a couple album reviews because this week Frank and I will not be able to get to the next Rob Zombie review. I have ordered Lords of Salem, but it's not in yet. Ooh. But right now I'm talking about the new album from the Reverend Kristin Hayter. She is the woman everyone knows as Lingua Ignota, or Lingua Ignota. I still don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but I found her stuff a good handful of years ago and fell in love with it. The dissonance, the raw-ass emotion, the crazy desperation in her voice. It reminded me a lot of the Amanda Gallus, and yeah, and just with her stuff went from just real hard, heavy, and got a little lighter in later releases. Caligula is phenomenal. All Bitches Die is phenomenal, and I absolutely love Sinner Get Ready, especially with how hardcore it went with the Appalachian vibes. And all that kind of stuff. And then about a year ago she announced that she was going to retire the Lingua Ignota stuff. And I was sad. I was like, damn, you know, this shit is so good. But she said, you know, it's hard to relive all that trauma day after day in her songs, which I totally get, totally understand. But she had me at hello, I guess, because I love her shit as an artist so much that I'm going to follow whatever she does. So regardless what she does, I'm going to be in it. And so she decided to do some techno polka fucking chiptune shit. I'm gonna be all over it. So recently she dropped that, yeah, the new stuff is going to be under her name, Reverend Kristin Hayter, and that the new album was going to be called Saved. Love the shit out of that. I like anything that sort of takes a stab at American Southern Christianity, which is I witnessed a lot of fucked up shit in the church growing up, and so I do like sort of obscuring that kind of stuff. But she dropped her first single several months ago, and it was All of My Friends Are Going to Hell, and I loved it. I was like, all right, it still has the Ignota vibes, but doubles down on the Appalachian southernness, and I was like, all right. And that was the last song I checked out. I'm a one single guy, and the moment the album dropped, I loved the fuck out of it. These songs go heavy on the dark Appalachian vibes. And the unsettling dissonance is still there. The raw ass emotion is still there. The crazy desperation is still in there. So it doesn't sound too far removed from what Sinner Get Ready was doing, except for maybe getting further into the Appalachian kind of stuff, just woodsy, fucking rural kind of shit. And so yeah, I love every minute of this album. It feels like because you got this album is about half originals and half covers of old hymns, gospel songs, old folk songs and stuff. But she throws enough of her own spin on them that they sound like hers, and it feels like being in an old run-down church with one room in the middle of nowhere. There might be 15 members, and the only reason they still go to this church is because their family took them there when they were children. It feels like snake handlers. I don't know. It feels like being in the most crazy-ass church in the middle of nowhere. And it's fucking haunting, especially on every song, but especially on the ones that are meant to sound like they came out of the church. So, man, it's definitely unforgettable, every bit of it. The album starts off with "I'm Getting Out While I Can." Love the fuck out of this. The odd sounding piano, her vocals, and the weird fucking tape manipulation. The song just comes in and out. It sounds fucked up. It'll make you think that your stereo is destroyed. It sounds like playing an old old cassette tape that's fucked up. And they got this they took the tape that they recorded it on and apparently just drug it around the studio and fucked up the tape and wound it back up on the spool, and apparently that's how it gets the sound of it just being fucked up. Like, it'll come in, it'll come out, and it is great. I think it's awesome. It feels like an old recording from 70 years ago or more that somebody just found and put it on. But yeah, it's like about, Judgment Day is coming. I'm getting the fuck out of here before the shit hits the fan. Love the shit out of this. And at the end, the song just abruptly cuts out of nowhere. You don't expect the song to end yet. It doesn't have a conventional ending. It just cuts and it goes into this crazy ass tongue-speaking shit that catches you off guard, and it is a bit of a jump scare. But love the shit out of it. It's real fucking creepy. Then All of My Friends Are Going to Hell. I love the piano riff on this song. And the vocals are great. They kind of follow that War Pigs thing. But it doesn't do much. It's kind of doing the same thing over and over again for roughly 4 minutes, which isn't a problem because I like all the words. I like everything in the song, so I don't get bored. But I can see how other people do, because there aren't many changes at all. And then there's another old hymn. There is Power in the Blood. This one is great. I like how the album will spread these old ass hymns around, and it almost feels like there's these cult vibes to the way she's doing these old traditionals, where it's like, is this for real, or is this like warning people, not to go too deep into some crazy shit? Who knows? But it's unsettling. It's crazy. And fuck, man. The next one, I don't know if the IDUMEA, I don't know what that means, or Idumea, I don't even know what the fuck. But the song really hits the Lingua vibes, if you will. With the piano and the hardcore dissonant harmonies, and man, it's fucking beautiful, man. It's sad and beautiful. Then there's I Will Be With You Always, another one that sounds like Lingua stuff. The raw ass emotion and desperation in her voice is there. The lyrics are very visual, where you can really imagine what she's saying on this song, and she just has a way with words, especially if you follow her on Twitter. Like, she has some real good ways of saying things. Then there's Precious Lord, Take My Hand, another old fucking folk song hymn thing that is really good. And then there's like some great popping sounds in it where, you know, it just sounds old. And that's what I like too is there are songs, like mostly it's the old hymns that sound old and deteriorated, but the other songs that are mostly hers sound better. The production sounds better. I do like that sort of contrast. And fucking... So yeah, Precious Lord, Take My Hand, fucking banger. Then May This Comfort and Protect You. I love the piano in this song and the melody and her voice. It just really drives this song. And it's another one that cuts off out of nowhere and going back to this weird speaking in tongues shit, which the church that my grandparents took me to was a I guess I call it a mega church, but I don't know if it's like Benny Hinn style mega church, but it was massive. It was like a fucking stadium. But I saw some weird shit up in there growing up, and that tongue speaking shit, it'll freak your ass out when you're in a fucking stadium full of motherfuckers doing that shit. So the next one, The Poor Wayfaring Stranger. I've heard so many people do this. Johnny Cash and Strawfoot, among others, and I like it. I like the song a lot. I like everybody that does it. But her version is long. It's like 7 minutes, and the reason it's long is because it's slower than most people play it. But she also sings the last two verses, which most people never sing the last two verses of the song. Which is cool. Then next is Nothing But the Blood of Jesus, another old hymn with the crazy small backwoods church vibes. It almost feels like we go from somebody who has escaped the cult and they're trying to figure it out, and then you have these cuts back to their time in the cult. I don't know. I don't know what her interpretation of this stuff is. And I don't even know what my interpretation of this stuff is, to tell you the truth. Next is I Know His Blood Can Make Me Whole. It's another old gospel blues song from Blind Willie Johnson. She darkens this up. Lots of emotion and desperation in her voice on this one. And it's another one with a crazy, abrupt cut to weird other shit at the end. And then the final track, How Can I Keep From Singing? It's another old folk song. She kills this, and I like how you hear this weird, just screaming and speaking in tongues and crying in the background while the song is going. Like, song is here, weird shit right here. But then the last 2 minutes of the song goes away, and then you're just left for 2 minutes with screaming, crying, speaking in tongues, and coughing, and it's fucking haunting, man. The way this album ends, it's like you're sitting there like, fuck, man, what did I just listen to? What is this? But man, one of the best albums of the year. Definitely fulfilled every expectation as a debut of a new direction for this artist. Especially, like I said, it's not too far removed from the Lingua stuff, because each album moved further away from the All Bitches Die sound, but retain a lot of that same dissonance and desperation and maybe a lot of that the hatred isn't on here, or maybe it's toned down, but yeah, I think it's a great fucking little starter for wherever she goes next. I am totally fucking here for it. This album is a 10 because I like everything about this. Like I've praised already, the dissonance and the desperation, all that. But the recording techniques, all old, reel-to-reel fucking then recording it on a tape and fucking it up, and just, it's so fucking cool. The way the music sounds, everything on here sounds great. Just every minute of it. I do not feel bored with any of my time with this album, especially with the longer songs, like the last song. That one hits on the 8-minute mark, but then around the 6 minutes, that's when you get the just almost disturbing fucking, like you're listening to somebody break the fuck down. But definitely highly recommend checking this out. And I saw some mixed responses between a few people that didn't like this as much as the Lingua stuff, and I do like it as much as the Lingua stuff. I'm totally here for it, and I'm ready to see what else she does next. Let's fucking do this. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you later.